Hello, distinguished members of the board. My name is Bradford Singleton, and I work for the Low Country Homeless and Underprivileged Outreach Association. The reason I'm sitting here before you today is I'm trying to get some state funds allocated, or reallocated as I should say, to our wonderful new jobs placement program. Now before I get into where the money is going to be spent, what money we need, that sort of thing, I want to give you a little bit of a background on who we are, where we came from, just kind of how we came to be. We were founded in 2009 by some Porter Goud alumni named Ronnie and Randy Quaid. The reason that they started this initiative is they had a friend who ended up committing suicide because of the 2008-2009 housing bubble. So they made it their life's work to eradicate homelessness around the country. But after realizing that was such a daunting task, they decided to just try to tackle homelessness in their own backyard, which I for one can tell you is a definitely great idea, and our jobs placement program that's been in effect since 2012 is a wonderful program that you guys should definitely take into account. Now, I just want to tell you, before we started this whole initiative, before we got our jobs placement program in 2012, we were pretty much just a place where homeless people could go to kind of get a meal, to get out of the rain, get out of the cold, the heat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, that sort of thing, but we weren't open all night. That is until 2012, when we received a wonderful donation of about 50 to 60 beds, which completely changed the game for us. Now we are the fourth largest institution like this in the state. We get over 1,000 donations per year, and we provide both mental and physical health services, as well as substance abuse programs. Now, since beginning this initiative back in 2012, we have found more than 300 men and women either part or full-time work, which may not sound like a lot, but in the current homeless climate, that is a huge number. Now you may be thinking, well, what's the problem with the homeless? Why can't they just go out and do it on their own? Well, a lot of these people have the inability to be able to live independently. Now what I mean by that is they can't cook, some of them can't read, some can't write, some can't wash themselves. There's a lot of different issues that they're dealing with. Now what we do is we create an environment that allows the homeless people to obtain these life skills in order to get a job and become a more productive member of society. Now, anyone can enroll in our job program. And by anyone, I mean anyone. Now, only the 10 most, I want to say the 10 most improved people are allowed to stay with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for up to 30 days, or until they gain employment. Now, how do you get into this program? I mean, what do you have to do? Well, you have to show improvement when you come to our facility. You have to pass drug and alcohol screenings. But in this place, once you do that, we have in-house social workers. We have staff that cleans, cooks, does breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they don't do it in such a way to where it's done for these people. It's done in such a way as to teach them how to do it in order to garner them a better life and to put them in a position to be able to come out and to be able to be a more productive member of society, as I've reiterated several times. Now, I know what you're all thinking as you're sitting here. Well, homeless people, they've done it to themselves, they got on drugs, they're mentally ill, they really deserve to be out there. Well, that's not the case. Like, a lot of these people, yes, they are there for substance abuse, they do have mental illness, and those are the two biggest issues with the homeless population and why they can't deal with day-to-day life. There are 5,000 homeless just in South Carolina alone, 300 just in the Low Country alone, and somewhere between 25 and 85% of these people either suffer from mental illness or have substance abuse issues. So what we want to do, some of our objectives, is to provide effective quality housing for these people. We want proper ethical evaluation of our staff, of our program. We want you to review, and we want you to renew our grant yearly. And what I find most important, we want to find jobs for 100% of the people that walk through our doors. Now, some of our goals, we want 100% of people that enroll to live independently. We want to prevent them from being homeless ever again. We want to give them those day-to-day life skills. And ultimately, we want to get rid of homelessness in the Low Country and in South Carolina, and hopefully the country altogether eventually. Now, if I can just get to the budget aspect, I'm going to go ahead and read from a printout that I went ahead and just did myself. I want to make sure you get all the proper information. I don't want to do this from memory. I just want to make sure that you get exactly what we're going to be spending your money on. We are asking for $200,000. We already get funding from fundraising in the amount of $30,000. We already get donations in the amount of $20,000. That accounts for $50,000. We're asking you for $200,000. Now, what this is going to go for, what it's going to go to, is salaries for social workers in the amount of $55,000. One registered nurse, $45,000. Staff, and by staff I mean the entire conglomerate, that's $40,000. The house is $50,000. Utilities, bills, water, trash, etc., $2,000. Alarm system, $6,000. Living/recreation, sofa, tables, etc., $3,000. Bedrooms, that includes 50 beds, bed sheets, pillows, drawers, etc., $3,000. Insurance for the van and malpractice liability accounts for about $5,000. The one van, as previously mentioned, $10,000. Maintenance on the van, $1,000, and fuel, $2,000. We do need durable medical equipment. That includes four wheelchairs and 4 shower benches, for a total of $2,000. 10 computers, which I cannot reiterate this enough, which is paramount to their being able to find jobs and to succeed in our job placement program, accounts for $12,000. And lastly, office supply equipment, desks, copy machine, fax, and telephones account for another $5,000, which brings the grand total to $250,000. Now, as I go ahead and end, I just want to say, I hope you can find it within yourselves, within your hearts and your minds, to not look at these people as just being a dredge on society, but look at these people as being people that just were dealt a bad hand, people that got into a wrong situation. And when you decide whether or not to allocate this money to this wonderful jobs placement program that we have going on, I sincerely hope that you take everything I've said into consideration. Look within yourself and just find it in your hearts to let's be able to help these people. Let's eradicate homelessness 100%, which I believe is a goal that is not only obtainable, but something we can do within the next 10 or 15 years if we keep on this track. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And you guys take care.